Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Catholic education explosion. Indiana parents are being given the choice of where to send their children to school thanks to a new voucher program, and the overwhelming preference is Catholic schools. The new vouchers are government-issued certificates that give middle-class families the option to channel their tax dollars away from public education to put children in the private school of their choice. Numbers from the Associated Press reveal that 70% of more than 3,200 vouchers approved in the state are going to be used at Catholic institutions, spiking enrollment at schools that only just recently were going to have to shut down. The executive director of the Indiana Non-Public Education Association is not the least bit surprised that Catholic schools are receiving so many of the vouchers, even though fewer than half of the 415 schools in the state are Catholic. Poised for persecution. The Communist Party chief of Tibet, known for being tough on religious groups, is being removed from his post and placed in the area surrounding Beijing in China. Reuters says Zhang Qingli has made a reputation for himself as an unyielding communist official in his dealings with Tibetan Buddhists specifically, while his new appointment puts him in a position of authority over roughly a quarter of China's 8 to 12 million Roman Catholics. It is reported that Qingli will play a significant role in relations between the underground Catholic movement and the government-sanctioned Chinese Patriotic Catholic Association in the province of Hebei, as well as involving him in government relations with the Vatican. CatholicCulture.org reports that priests in that part of China have been pressured and even tortured to join the Chinese Patriotic Catholic Association. New U.S. Nuncio, a member of the government in Vatican City, has been appointed as the Pope's new apostolic nuncio to the United States. The Vatican Insider reports Carlo Maria Vigano, the Secretary General of the Governorate of Vatican City State, will take the place of Pietro Sambi, who died a few weeks ago. Pope Benedict communicated his decision to Vigano earlier this month in a letter stating it is his desire to have a person of value in Washington before the presidential election, since the United States is one of the largest and most delicate nunciatures in the world. The Vatican appointment is expected to take place on September 29th. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
Vaccinations without consent. Parents in California may soon be told that they have to surrender their consent to the state because the legislature may pass a bill allowing their children to be vaccinated for sexually transmitted diseases without their knowledge. According to the California Catholic Daily website, the Democrat-sponsored bill known as AB 499 would allow the vaccination of children 12 years and older with the drug called Gardasil. The chairman of San Francisco-based Catholics for the Common Good, Bill May, says that, quote, "This bill is one of the most egregious violations of parental rights, next to the right to provide abortions for minors without parent knowledge," end quote. California's Catholic bishops oppose the bill and are asking the faithful to contact their state senators to stop passage of the legislation. You can read the full story on our resource page by clicking the link right over here. The wedding is off. Better return your gifts. Sesame Street creators have announced that Bert and Ernie will not be getting married. The statement comes as a reaction to a petition by Change.org, a website dedicated to social change, signed by thousands after the legalization of gay marriage in New York, which said, quote, "It can be done in a tasteful way," end quote. Sesame Street Workshop says, quote, "Even though they are identified as male characters and possess many human traits and characteristics, they remain puppets and do not have a sexual orientation," end quote. Bert and Ernie have been roommates and good friends at 123 Sesame Street since 1969. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. And be sure to check out The Vortex today, where Michael contemplates the time RealCatholicTV.com has spent in Europe and talks about betting on the young. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tell all your friends about us. And as always, God bless.